I was never emotionally invested in the trial. I didn't really care about any of it that much. But I will tell you, while I don't necessarily find him a sympathetic figure, I don't understand how you can say Derek Chauvin could possibly have had a fair trial. How? With the President of the United States running his dumb mouth.
Well, I agree, but let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to before the trial even really began in earnest, when the judge would not grant a change of venue. So now you have a jury pool that's selected from the very city that's being attacked every single night. The judge would not dismiss one of the charges that seems completely irrelevant and actually contradictory to two of the other charges in this case. You have all that, and that's all stacked against you. And then you have not sequestering the jury. So if you don't sequester the jury, they're going to go home every single night. And one of them is from Brooklyn Center. They're going to go home every single night, and they're going to see all this, and they're going to worry, is it coming to my house? They're going to see the officer who was involved in the shooting in Brooklyn Center and the police with barricades around their house, and think to themselves, do I really want this to happen to me? And I wasn't invested in this trial so much either. I mean, I saw the video like everybody else. I think the prosecution had good days and a lot of bad days, and I think that the defense had a lot of bad days because of decisions that the judge made, but at the same time, they had some good days and some bad days also. But at the end of the day, this whole trial was completely tainted from the beginning. And you got to ask yourself, are we now at the whims of a woke mob that will show up anytime they don't like something going on in our judicial system and yell and scream until it's fixed? Now, with regard to Maxine Waters for a minute, I wonder if the Democrats, all of whom voted to support her yesterday, not to condemn her actions, I wonder if they're worried that if they had done that, these people would show up at their houses. Because don't forget, after the verdict was read yesterday, BLM sent people to the mayor of Los Angeles' house to protest. And this is one of their biggest allies.
All right, about this judge, I've heard several people on the right complain about this judge, specifically complaining about the change of venue thing. Look, I'm an idiot. I went to community college, so I can't speak on things like this, but that seems honestly insane from the outside looking in, especially with, I mean, maybe the hottest issue we've had since OJ or something like that. Why? Do we have any idea why you wouldn't move it out of that place?
Vanity, perhaps. Perhaps he wanted to be in the news, or perhaps he figured, and this is a legitimate grounds to say so, but I don't recall if he did, to say, well, he wouldn't get a fair trial in any other surrounding area either because they're all in proximity to it. So that could be one way to go. I'll give him benefit of the doubt on that one, assuming that's the case. But at the same time, this leaves obvious space for an area to appeal and for this possibly to be overturned just from the beginning, aside from the Maxine Waters comments, aside from the other politicians getting involved in this, aside from the jury not being sequestered. This is an obvious way for this to be overturned, and I think you might actually see that on appeal.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me. Thanks.